Today's MLB slate for August 23 is one of those nightmare boards that's built to steal money from casual bettors. Every game looks like a trap. The favorites aren't as safe as they seem, the underdogs are lurking, and the totals are screaming volatility. This is the kind of slate where the public gets buried and sports books cash in big. If you think you can just ride the obvious picks, you're going to. Let's go game by game and expose where the real danger and the hidden value is hiding. Tonight at Yankee Stadium, baseball's most storied rivalry fires back to life as the Yankees host the Red Sox in a pivotal Game 1 of their 4-game showdown. This isn't just another game, it's a critical swing for both clubs. The Yankees currently lead the Red Sox by just half a game in the wild card standings, and both teams are eyeing that postseason lane with laser focus. Boston has dominated this matchup lately, sweeping the Yankees earlier this summer and rattling their confidence. Meanwhile, New York arrives on a roll, riding a potent, high-powered offense that set off with league-leading home run barrages and franchise record-tying power. The stakes couldn't be higher. On the bump, New York hands the ball to Max Fried, the high-dollar lefty who's struggled recently despite a strong overall season. His 13-5 record and 3.26 ERA suggest ace-level upside, but over his last 9 starts he's posted a staggering 6.80 ERA, and his command has wilted, becoming arguably one of the most unreliable arms in the rotation during that stretch. Recovering his form isn't just a personal hurdle, it's a team mover. Boston counters with Brayan Bello, a 9-6 righty with a sharp 3.23 ERA and solid track record. Bello matches Fried in both consistency and reliability. He's pitched deep and delivered quality starts, strengthening Boston's case in this duel. This free agent-turned-rivalry renewal strikes right at the center of betting airspace. Fried carries a trusted name but flinches under pressure, while Bello raises eyebrows with his well-cut performance. Oddsmakers reflect that tension. New York is around -185, Boston hovering at +150, and despite the bucks of power, Fried over 6.5 strikeouts is emerging as the top value prop, especially given his K/9 upside in recent matchups with Boston lighters. Props explode from here. Judge is back and riding a wave. His bat might light the fuse. Aaron Judge anytime home run is pure gold at double-digit odds, considering his .329 average, 40 home runs, and how he's punished Red Sox pitching all season. Boston counters with Trevor Story, their RBI leader, but Judge owns this matchup. The same game parlay writes itself. Yankees ML plus Fried over 6.5 kiloseconds plus Judge anytime hour. That parlay triples the narrative. Home field power, elite K upside, and the greatest slugger walking the Yankee Stadium grass. Want an alt with a dagger? Flip to Yankees -1.5 RL plus Judge hour plus Fried over for max juice. Gambling contrarian. Go Red Sox ML plus Bello over 5.5 kiloseconds plus Story XBH, a bold pivot betting on Boston's depth. Context amplifies the smoke. New York has set MLB ablaze with homers, tying records, yet every previous matchup season is overshadowed by the difficulty of facing Boston's pitching staff, ranked top 10 in ERA, with a bullpen stacked with firearms like Chapman, Hicks, and Whitlock. Final call. Yankees win 5-3. Fried works 6 innings, 6 kiloseconds, 2 earned runs, scrappy but resilient. Judge hits a bomb early. Stanton adds a 2-run shot. Bello holds pace but falters late. Red Sox bullpen strains in the home-pressured heat. That tickets us Yankees ML, or RL, Fried over 6.5 kiloseconds, Judge HR, and if you loaded in the mega juice. Under 8.5, leaning into neutral tempo. The tension remains high as the Toronto Blue Jays head into Game 2 of their series at Loandapot Park in Miami, and this matchup subtly sets up as a tipping point moment. Tonight, the Marlins send Jansen Junk, a mid-rotation righty holding a 6-2 record with a 4.04 ERA and a modest 1.12 WHIP across 82.1 innings, reliable enough to keep Miami in most outings, and often induces weak contact with low walk numbers. Across the mound stands Jose Berríos for the Blue Jays, coming off a 9-5 record and 4.00 ERA over 146 innings. He's given up 22 homers, walked 49, and recorded 121 strikeouts, the classic high-leverage arm bouncing between dominance and dinger risk. This is an intriguing contrast. Junk's steadiness against Berríos' slightly higher upside but more volatility. Betting strategies pivot sharply around that dichotomy. Oddsmakers lean the Blue Jays by a narrow margin. Moneyline favors Toronto at roughly -160, while Miami gets +138, hinting at respect for Berríos' upside but caution given their inconsistent support. The run total shakes out at around 8 runs, a number that balances Berríos' tendency to give up fly balls with Junk's ability to induce grounders. The value plays begin bubbling in the prop markets. With Junk's command and contact focus, Jansen Junk over 4.5 strikeouts is quietly sharp. He's averaged roughly a strikeout per inning in recent outings and faces a Blue Jays lineup that, while potent, is streaky in contact quality. On Toronto's side, Bo Bichette anytime hit is a delicious nugget. He's emerged as a consistent run producer with clutch timing and the ability to slot into multi-hit games, especially against fatigue bias arms like Junk. Miami's offense also brings intrigue. Xavier Edwards over total bases offers sneaky value, with a .302 average and disciplined approach that makes him a constant threat across multiple at-bats. Cooking up the same game parlay, the clean structure is Blue Jays ML plus Junk over 4.5 kiloseconds plus under 8 total runs. That recipe leans into Toronto's offensive edge, Junk's floor, and pounding out a controlled tempo. Craving more heat? Bet Blue Jays -1.5 run line plus Bichette base hit plus under, offering more juice and narrative alignment with Toronto's power frame. If you're chasing contrarian thrills, there's a bold arc in Marlins ML plus Edwards X bases plus over, putting faith in Junk's ceiling and a Miami lineup who thrives in chaos. Zooming out, this matchup carries raw underdog energy. The Marlins season has been marked by overachievement and cohesion under the radar, while Toronto leans on star power and a rotation that's seen more regression than restart. Miami needs to string together burners like Junk to keep home pushes alive, and the Blue Jays know they must pour doses of power and consistency into Berríos' starts to maintain their AL East control. The middle innings, then, may be where pressure, and cliches, get rugged. My bold final. Blue Jays win 5-3. Berríos throttles his mid-rotation struggles with 6 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, and 2 earned runs allowed. Bichette sparks early with a 2-hit night. Edwards fuels Miami with a double and a run catalyzer. Junk delivers length and swing and miss upside but hands it off too early. Blue Jays bullpen holds steady, and the controlled tempo leans the game under. That tickets out as Blue Jays ML, or -1.5, Junk K over, under 8, plus optional Bichette extra base hit as icing. Game 3 of this NL East series brings a high-stakes starting pitcher showdown that's brimming with betting intrigue. The Nationals turn to Jake Irvin, a righty flirting with a 5.30 ERA in a win-loss neutral 8-8 body of work, but one whose underlying struggles are hard to ignore. He leads all of baseball in homers allowed this season, has seen a drop in fastball velocity, increased home run rate, and distinctly poor chase and contact metrics since summer began. On the mound for the Phillies is Ranger Suarez, a lefty with a much steadier profile, 9-6 record, 3.25 ERA, elite whiff rate, and just 10 homers allowed in 119 innings pitched, making him a savvy handicapper's pivot in Wheeler-approved absence. The odds speak clearly. ESPN's matchup predictor gives Philadelphia a solid 73.1% win probability, a near lock in a division battle, but structure crying for the right overlay on quality props. Sportsbooks confirm the lean. Phillies ML around -200, Nationals float near +160, and the total sits around 9 runs with an undervote interest emerging. Props are where the pivot electrifies. Suarez over 6.5 strikeouts is a sharp value tag. He's efficient, misses bats, and Irvin's trajectory suggests the offense will suit up early. For the Nationals, James Wood anytime home run holds premium upside. He's slugging 26 long balls, driving 83 RBI, and carries all the power upside in a diminished lineup. The Phillies counter with Kyle Schwarber anytime extra base, 45 homers, .957 ops, the most dangerous single bat at the park. Same game parlay builds itself. Phillies ML plus Suarez over 6.5 kiloseconds plus under 9 total. That ticket rides the veteran control, high K output, and neutral to soft offensive structuring. Want more juice? Turn it up with Phillies minus 1.5 RL plus Schwarber XBH plus under, for a harder lean locked-in fantasy ticket. If you're fanning the contrarian Flames, Nationals ML plus Wood hour plus over could catch fire on small world variance, Irvin finding a window and Wood launching one. Zooming out, Philadelphia may be down Wheeler, but their rotation depth, Suarez, Sanchez, investor bullpen from Duran and Robertson, remains elite for this stretch push. Washington, meanwhile, is leaning on flashes as they try to build toward 2026. Cruz and young cores have momentum, but the consistency on the bump is simply not there. My confident edge: Phillies win 5-2. Suarez delivers 7 innings, 8 kiloseconds, and 1 earned run. Schwarber breaks through with a giveaway solo shot. Wood answers with a late homer to spark a Nationals rally, but Phillies lock the door. This nails your ticket. Phillies ML or RL Suarez K's over, under, with both power upside hitters delivering optional fire. The Detroit Tigers host the Kansas City Royals in Game 4 of the series, and this one feels decisive. Detroit holds a 76-53 record and a firm grip on the division, riding a 9-11 win surge that's reignited playoff momentum. Kansas City slips in at 66-62, fringe postseason dwellers who just went on an 8-2 homestand, harvesting power from hot bats like Vinny Pasquantino and a bullpen suddenly delivering late-game restraint. The Tigers, meanwhile, lean on consistent offense and rotation depth. Even after big moves like Morton and Paddock, it's the little details caught stealing rates, lead-off success that shape their edge. Turn 0 News 19. On the mound, Detroit brings back Jack Flaherty, a home field-studded veteran with dominance versus Kansas City and a strong record despite recent slippage. He's performed like high-leverage glue after a rough July. For KC, it's Seth Lugo, a righty with a decent 8-6 record and a 3.73 ERA this season, known for inning-eating consistency more than dominating repertoire. This matchup conjures a power versus poise vibe, Flaherty's strikeout upside versus Lugo's groundwork. Turn 0 News 19. The betting board mirrors the narrative chord. ESPN's matchup predictor gives Detroit a 60% edge in this one, a respectful nod to how Flaherty grips home and the Tigers' offensive depth, especially with breakout bats like Colt Keith and Kerry Carpenter lighting up the lineup. Spread markets point to Tigers ML near -120, Royals around +105, and the total sits around 8 runs, a battleground figure. Where pitcher control meets bullpen risk. Turn 0 Search 10. Let's flip into props. Flaherty over 5.5 strikeouts is high value. He's shown resurgence at home and Lugo's acumen leans contact heavy, meaning Detroit should cash in. On offense, Riley Green anytime home run demands attention. 29 bombs and 92 RBIs speak for themselves. For KC, Vinny Pasquantino anytime long ball can flip scripts. He's been the club's power spark during their recent run. And keep an eye on Spencer Torkelson over total bases, too. He's parked 26-hour and 68 RBI, especially strong versus righties. Your same game parlay writes itself. Tigers ML plus Flaherty over 5.5 kiloseconds plus under 8 total runs. This is push and control condensed. power bat foundation, starting arm reliability, and pressure avoidance. Craving more juice? Layer to Tigers minus 1.5 RL plus green hour plus under, dives deeper into dominance territory. Go contrarian bold with Royals ML plus Pasquantino hour plus over if you're chasing chaos theory and bullpen backdoors. Zoom out and context fuels the flame. Detroit crafts wins via multi-dimensional utility. KC's heat comes in waves, not consistency. Comerica Park rewards contact and power, and with Flaherty etched into that turf, the Tigers set the tone. KC's bullpen, while feeling better, still lacks the clean frame discipline needed with October breathing down the tunnel. My final call. Tigers win 5-3. Flaherty delivers 6 innings, 6 strikeouts, 2 earned runs. Green launches a solo at the home plate porch, Torkelson tags Lugo the next inning, and Flaherty's final frame holds on as KC bats scratch late. That hits the tickets. Tigers ML or RL under 8, Flaherty K over, with Green's homer giving optional pop. Game 5 of the Pirates vs. Rockies series, and if momentum meant anything, Pittsburgh has the upper hand. They enter this finale as dominant home favorites, watching Colorado limp through with a bottom of the division identity that refuses to quit. The Stars, all pitch-centric tonight. Pittsburgh trots out Paul Skeens, arguably the most electric pitching story in modern baseball. In his 50th MLB start today, he carries a minuscule 2.07 ERA across 287 innings, 174 strikeouts, and opponent metrics so clean they echo elite legends like Vita Blue and Clayton Kershaw. His fastball, splinter, and command make him an untouchable force when locked in, even as the Pirates' offense fails to capitalize consistently. Opposing him is the Rockies' Kyle Freeland, a veteran lefty turned stabilizer in a broken rotation. He's 3-12 with a 5.16 ERA, 1.50 WHIP, giving up hard contact systematically. He can eat innings, but punching out hitters is not in the plan. Betting lines lock into clarity. Pirates ML sits near minus 250, while Rockies sit plus 210, and that disparity isn't a mistake, it's respect for Skeens' dominance and Freeland's glaring liabilities. The total is hovering around 7.5 runs, the perfect crossroads of elite runs prevention, Skeens versus a team-building offense that's light on impact away from Coors Field. Lean sharp to the under here. Now, let's slice into props. Skeens over 7.5 strikeouts is a clear mispriced play. This guy is averaging over 11 kiloseconds per 9, meaning 8 strikeouts should be the expectation, not the ceiling. For Colorado, Hunter Goodman anytime home run is the lone bright spot. 25 homers, 72 RBI, a legit power threat if Freeland makes one mistake high in the zone. On Pittsburgh's power side, O'Neal Cruz anytime home run carries paid up firepower. His raw strength and loft at PNC make this a high upside wedge, albeit volatile. The same game parlay SGP as Crystal. Pirates ML plus Skeens over 7.5 kiloseconds plus under 7.5 total runs. That trifecta aligns pitch dominance, value edge, and tempo control. Want explosive upside? Float Pirates minus 1.5 RL plus Cruz hour plus under, turning this into a power stamp target. If you're hunting chaos, Rockies ML plus Goodman hour plus over goes deep in the weeds but carries contrarian thrill if Freeland finds another good window. Contextually, this is one of those matchups where narrative, stats, and angles all converge. Skeens is redefining what it means to be a young ace, even as the Pirates' offense sputters. The Rockies are constructed for development, not for grinding out series wins in hostile environments. Without elite homers and facing overwhelming arm talent, they're exposed. Final call. Pirates win 4-1. Skeens runs 6 innings, tallies 9 strikeouts, allows 1 earned run. Cruz clears 1 early, giving Pittsburgh an early lead. Goodman responds late but not enough. Pirates bullpen closes it clean. That nails your tickets. Pirates ML are minus 1.5 RL, under 7.5, Skeens K over, optional cruise hour. Game 6 of your day, Rangers vs. Guardians. This isn't just a game. Texas, drenched in home advantage with a league-best team ERA of 3.48, is back on their mound sorcery. Cleveland, just a hair over .500 at 64-62, clings to postseason relevance and leans on their bullpen, among the best FIP-wise in baseball, ranking third in FIP despite offensive famine. The Rangers, meanwhile, lean into their starting pitching advantage, ranked 7th best in FIP, plus elite defense, while their offense is quietly productive, enough to nail games when their arms hold. The key to this finale is the arms. Merrill Kelly draws the mound for Texas, sitting at 9-7 with a crisp 3.35 ERA, 1.06 WHIP, and 139 strikeouts in 150.2 innings. He's that reliable veteran tone setter, efficient, deep, and willing. Opposite him is Gavin Williams, a breakout Cleveland righty at 8-4, 3.24 ERA, 1.30 WHIP, and 132 strikeouts across 133.1 innings. Williams brings perimeter control, strikeout swing chase, but less support behind him day to day. Oddsmakers plug that gap. ESPN projects Texas with a 56.8% win probability on their home hill. Admittedly competitive, but the moneylines nod to edge, likely hovering around Rangers ML minus 145 to minus 160, and the Guardians ML around plus 140 for contrarian value. The total whispers around 7.5 runs, calibrated by the pitching duel, tight strikes, and ballpark dynamics where deep flies still die at the walls. Props are where the high-value angles sizzle. Kelly over 5.5 strikeouts is 1. He's hovered just under in recent work but pegs above 9K, 9 logics. Equally potent, Williams over 6.5 kiloseconds. The rookie mashes 8.9K, 9 and will need depth against a disciplined Texas lineup. Offensively, Corey Seager anytime home run looms large, .269 average, 19 dingers, 46 RBI, and elite spray angle against righties. Cleveland's standalone weapon. Jose Ramirez anytime home run, his 26 bombs and .291 average make him practical rock power even with contact droughts. Construct your same-game parlay like this. Rangers ML plus Kelly over 5.5 kiloseconds plus under 7.5 total runs. That locks in your control, starter edge, pitching tempo, home consistency. For bigger upside, crank into Rangers minus 1.5 RL plus Seager hour plus under. This leans heavy Texas theme. Contrarian heat, Guardians ML plus Ramirez hour plus over. A swing into the wild side, betting on Cleveland's bullpen magic and one of their most reliable bats. Zoom out for full value. The Rangers are built to win on detail, elite rotation, defense, home batting environment, and bullpen capable of closing showdowns. The Guardians hang life hopes on Williams and Ramirez, plus the intangible posture that anything can happen late in September stretch runs, but they're fighting velocity gaps and lineup flattening. My confident call. Rangers win 4-1. Kelly delivers 6 innings, 6 kiloseconds, 2 hits allowed, 1 earned run. Seager shatters the silence with a 2-run rocket in the third. Williams holds but leaks in the fourth, yields to Derek Law. Ramirez responds with a solo shot, but it's not enough. That cashes your tickets. Rangers ML or RL Kelly K's over, under, plus optional Seager long ball. Game 7, the Baltimore Orioles host the Houston Astros in what feels like a do-or-die statement game. Baltimore, under .500 at 59-68, has started to wring life out of the lineup, particularly since the arrival of Sam Basallo and Dylan Beavers, whose combined spark has helped the O's average 6.5 runs per game and go 3-1 in the recent span. That fire comes backed by young pitching redemption. Not too many pegged Baltimore to be in this spot, but the stakes are real, and their fans know it. On the other side, the Astros limp in clinging to their AL West lead, even as their offense has cratered, posting a WRC plus of just 84 since July 7 and bringing an almost comical scoring drought into Baltimore. Their rotation feels thin, their bats muted, and their weapons undervalued heading into this final tilt. Slotting the arms, Baltimore turns to Trevor Rogers, firing with Cy Young-esque authority this season. He enters with a sparkling 6-2 record, 1.41 ERA, and 67 strikeouts in just over 70 innings. His sinking slider and aggressive command give him a huge advantage, especially against left-handed heavy Houston bats. Houston counters with Spencer Arrighetti, a scratchy righty at 1-4 with a 6.94 ERA across signs of inconsistency. He's the kind of arm that leaves you praying the strikes don't catch too much of the plate. Looking at that contrast, the mound command heavily favors Rogers. The betting market flips accordingly. Orioles are drawing sharp money at -110 megaliters, giving back value but signaling trust in youth and energy, while Astros are +100 for contrarian hunters. The total has landed around 8 runs, mirrored by line shop simulations that underline the importance of Rogers' reign in shutting down an anemic Houston offense. Where the value concentrates is in the props. Rogers over 6.5 strikeouts stands out. His current K9 sits north of 10, and his recent outings have pushed him consistently above that line. On Houston's side, Yordan Alvarez's anytime home run might be the only bat standing tall. Even in prolonged slumps, he embodies one-swing potential, especially at Camden's friendly dimensions. Baltimore props land on Basallo over 1.5 total bases. He's an extra base threat already forcing rookie-level matches and has lineup length to take chances. To build the same game parlay, start with Orioles ML plus Rogers over 6.5 kiloseconds plus under 8 total runs. That nails the defensive angle, youthful energy, veteran command, and game-ending stuff. For more aggressive juice, Orioles -1.5 RL plus Alvarez hour plus under offers a home field blowout narrative. For hot sauce seekers, Astros ML plus Alvarez hour plus over leans into miracle resurgences and sky ball chaos, though it's a moonshot. Widening the lens, the O's are operating as scrappy, consistent underdogs who've outscored expectations since their call-up injections. The Astros, meanwhile, are combating system rot, injuries to Hader, dwindling offense, unreliable rotation units. Pressure is landing on shaky shoulders, while Baltimore rides rested intensity. I'm locking in Orioles win 5-2. Rogers goes 7 innings, 8 strikeouts, 0 earned runs. Basallo clears the yard early. Alvarez answers with a solo shot, but momentum stays Baltimore's. The bullpen handles cleanup. That hits the tickets. Orioles ML, Rogers K's over, under 8, with optional Basallo extra base value. Game 8. The Milwaukee Brewers host the San Francisco Giants, with playoff implications simmering and narrative pressure rising. The Brewers 80-48 continue to dominate the NL Central, powered by an offensive engine that ranks among the league's best, driven by Christian Yelich's 26 homers and contributions from Bryce Terang and William Contreras. Their rotation remains elite, stellar defense and depth behind them, despite some injuries. The Giants 61-67 meanwhile, wander into hostile territory, a middling offense burdened by injuries and soft metrics, propped up only by a serviceable bullpen that shows flashes despite mid-season trades of key weapons. The margin for error for San Francisco is razor thin. The pitching matchup is crisp and compelling. Milwaukee sends Brandon Woodruff to the mound, fresh off activation and logging a sub-1.00 ERA in early rehab feeling, building back toward form. He's still elite when healthy, swing and miss heat, elite command, and ace poise that sets the tone at home. Opposite him is Robbie Ray, a bona fide ace in his own right, 10-6 record with a 2.85 ERA. Sterling strikeout numbers, and a pedigree for dominance when locked in. This isn't a lopsided pitch duel, it's two high-end competitors with different arcs, manning a tight L-NL crossroads. Odds makers mirror the tension. ESPN's matchup predictor grants Milwaukee around a 60% win probability, reflecting slight tilt of home control and Woodruff's upside. The Brewers' moneyline should sit around -120, while Giants draw value at +110 to +120 for risk-takers trading on name-brand runway. The total runs line flirts close to 8, a sweet spot where elite arms clash and either side can sporadically crack open the scoreboard. Let's hunt props. Woodruff over 6.5 strikeouts captures his AF field ceiling. When healthy, he racks strikes and missed zones with a frenetic ceiling. For San Francisco, Robbie Ray over 7.5 Ks is equally sharp. He's been a K machine all year, and the Brewers' explosive but aggressive lineup play right into his swing and miss profile. Offensively, for Milwaukee, Christian Yelich anytime home run is a top-tier wedge, proven pop versus tough lefty arms. For the Giants, Wilmer Flores anytime extra base hit delivers value. He's one of their most consistent run producers and has power to sneak into scoring sequences. Here's the premium same-game parlay. Brewers ML plus Woodruff over 6.5 kiloseconds plus under 8 total runs. That razor-cut ticket leans into home field arm dominance, strikeout juice, and controlled scoring. Want more juice? Swap to Brewers -1.5 RL plus Yelich hour plus under for a high-risk, high-reward outcome. For opportunistic contrarian action, Giants ML plus Ray over 7.5 kiloseconds plus over, betting on elite arm strikeout upside and sample seizing offense grinding a turnaround in a tight park. Stepping back, the contextual arcs sharpen the edges. Brewers bring form, depth, and health. Giants are tethered by roster gaps and anxious offense. Aaron Sabato aside, they need Ray to outduel Woodruff, a tough ask under hostile conditions. My confident call. Brewers win 4-2. Woodruff delivers 6 dominant innings, 7 strikeouts, 1 earned run. Yelich launches a moonshot for a 2-run lead in the middle innings. Ray responds with 5 frames of potency and 8 kiloseconds, but slips in the 6th. Brewers' bullpen handles the rest, workmanlike execution. That nails your tickets. Brewers ML or RL under 8, Woodruff Ks over, and if you juice up, Yelich HR lands. The Chicago White Sox welcome the Minnesota Twins for Game 3 of this 3-game set, framed here as your Day 9 marquee matchup. This clash has late-season undertones. The Twins, lingering just under .500 at 58-69, are clawing to stay competitive in the division, while the White Sox, fading at 45-82, are playing for pride and young player value swings. On the mound, 2 starkly different profile arms take center stage. Minnesota sends Joe Ryan, a seasoned righty holding a sturdy 12-6 record, a 2.77 ERA, a sub-1.00 whip, and a robust 159 strikeouts through 143 innings, command and efficiency incarnate. In contrast, Chicago rolls with Yoendrys Gomez, a rookie righty at 3-1 with a bloated 5.53 ERA across just 27.2 innings, high whip north of 1.55, and all the unpolished volatility you'd expect from a call-up starter fighting for footing. This matchup pits veteran control against rookie raw, shaping a textbook home run spot for leverage and betting structure. Odds makers have factored that dynamic sharply. ESPN's matchup predictor gives the Twins a commanding 62.5% win probability at Rate Field, a nod to Ryan's dominance and Gomez's negative variance risk. The moneyline reflects that Twins ML at around -135, while White Sox sit near +114 as underdogs. The run total lands near 8.5, calibrated between Ryan's risk suppression and the volatility that a youth-led Sox offense brings, chainsaw moments, not steady fire. The props board beckons repeatable value. Watch the Ryan over 6.5 strikeouts, his K9 rate and command make 8 kiloseconds feel like minimum expectation. For the White Sox, Lenyn Sosa anytime home run is a sneaky long shot hedge. He leads the team with 8.271 AVG, 17 homers and 55 RBI, and is the closest thing they have to a power beacon. On the Twins offense, Byron Buxton anytime home run remains the premium pop option, .270 AVG with 25 homers and 61 RBI, the only Minnesota bat capable of turning a game single-handedly. Now, your same-game parlay strategy streamlines perfectly. Twins ML plus Ryan over 6.5 kiloseconds plus under 8.5 total runs. That triangulates the core thesis: veteran arm dominance, scoring control, and home field gravity. If you want to crank it up, Twins minus 1.5 RL plus Buxton hour plus under, tapping into offensive grip and dominance. Contrarian heat, go bold with White Sox ML plus Sosa hour plus over, banking on Gomez staying in the game and Sosa roaring, scary but high payout. Zooming out, the narrative context amplifies. This season, the Twins have bullied the White Sox relentlessly, heading into this clash riding a 12-5 record at Rate Field since 2023, a performance gap that stings. Meanwhile, Chicago enters with broken rotation depth, offseason amputations like Moncada and Crochet gone, and no internal weaponry to reliably pivot toward. The weaponized youth they hoped would rise in 2025 hasn't materialized en masse. Final call. Twins win 5-1. Joe Ryan delivers 6 shutout innings, 10 strikeouts, and near-flawless control. Buxton launches a 2-run homer early. Gomez grinds through 4 frames, gives up a couple, and fatigue surfaces. That's ticket cash. Twins ML or RL under 8.5, Ryan K's over, and Buxton HR for power juice. The Braves and Mets ignite their NL East clash in a showdown loaded with suspense. Atlanta, sporting a 58-69 record, enters reeling after sputtering all summer, while New York, at 67-60, clings to a wild card push and must win here to keep the heat on division neighbors. The drama lines up on the mound. The Mets unveil rookie Nolan McLean, spotless at 1-0, 0.00 ERA in his debut. He spun 5 strong innings with 8 strikeouts, offering understated heat and surprise. He stands opposite Joey Wentz, a 4-3 Braves lefty with a 4.72 ERA across 68.2 innings. Wentz brings experience and endurance, but it's bruising stuff. Battle versus rookie upside. Turn 0 search 0, turn 0 search 8. Odds makers are split. NBC's model leans Braves ML and under 8, but the betting board shows balance. Braves ML near -115. Mets ML around -105, and a game total hovering between 8.0 to 8.5 runs, standing at a crossroads of offensive potential versus pitching intrigue. Atlanta has won 12 of its last 19, while New York has dropped 6 of 8 on the road. NFC sports betting lines even tease Mets -1.5 as +150, suggesting value for bold backers. Turn 0 search 0, turn 0 search 2, turn 0 search 4, turn 0 search 11. Now to the props. McLean over 5.5 strikeouts is sharp. His rookie debut showed swing and miss upside and control that bodes well against Atlanta's aggressive, but recently cold, batting order. On the Braves side, Ozzie Albies anytime extra base hit earns a nod. He's scratched solid contact and doubles against righties, reliable lean. For edgy juice, Pete Alonso anytime home run is an explosion waiting, as he just became the Mets' all-time HR king and carries bullpower. Turn 0 News 23. Your same-game parlay blueprint reads like this. Braves ML plus McLean over 5.5 kiloseconds plus under 8 runs. That nails home edge, rookie arm upside, and a pitcher's dual tempo. If you're riding higher, flip into Braves -1.5 RL plus Albies XBH plus under, banking on breakout power and control. Contrarian thrill chaser. Mets ML plus Alonso hour plus over gambles on City Hero impact and Braves rotation cracks, long odds, high heat. Zoom out on narrative. Atlanta's offense was booked for impact but sputtered. Their rotation is patched. Bullpen bogged. New York leans on depth, the spark of a rookie arm, and Alonso's bat. This feels like a momentum shift spot. They're not just fighting the Braves, they're fighting the odds of a late season fade. My confident call. Mets win 5-3. McClain shines again. 6 robust innings, 7 kiloseconds, 1 error. Alonso belts a solo monument in the third. The Braves scratch late, but New York's bullpen locks it down. That nails your ticket. Mets ML or RL under 8, McClain K's over, with optional Alonso HR juice if you chase. The Arizona Diamondbacks host the Cincinnati Reds in Game 11 of the slate. The D-backs enter this finale at 62-66, reeling after midseason collapse spurred by injuries and trade deadline hemorrhage. High-pay acquisitions like Corbin Burns are sidelined, the bullpen fragmented, and even vocal fans are calling out the front office for missteps. They trail in the NL West and feel like they're limping toward a crossroads. The Reds, by contrast, come in at 67-61, quietly competitive, riding steadier pitching, improved depth, and a timetable for postseason pushes. This game is overshadowed by more than records. It's about the D-backs, last gasp of hope versus Cincinnati's up-tempo push toward relevance. On the bump, Arizona turns to Zach Gallen, their veteran ace. Despite an inflated 9-13 record, his advanced metrics speak volumes. He's pitched over 150 innings, struck out 134, and maintained a 5.28 ERA while battling through run support droughts. His repertoire stays elite when mechanics are stable. The Reds counter with Brady Singer, a 11-9 righty with a 4.18 ERA, 1.30 WHIP, and a solid 123 strikeouts over 131.1 innings. Under the hood, he's durable and effective, offering contact control and allowed quality starts regularly. In a sense, this is a battle of ace hang-on versus dependable veteran. Oddsmakers currently tag the Reds with a marginal edge. ESPN gives Cincinnati a 51.5% win probability at Chase Field, slightly nudging them over market. The moneyline reflects this. Reds at around -110, the Diamondbacks near +100. The total runs line is propped at about 8, capturing potential scoring via perimeter sluggers against two controlled pitchers. Props burst open with value. Threads. Gallen over 6.5 strikeouts is a juicy angle. Despite his inflated ERA, his strikeout mechanics remain dominant, and Reds' contact flux gives him upside. For Cincinnati, Elly De La Cruz anytime home run checks as high-leverage power. He's up to 19 homers and 76 RBI, and dangerous when ignoring strings. On Arizona's side, Corbin Carroll anytime extra base is tempting. 27 HR, 65 RBI, plus a bat that gets long and aggressive when his timing snaps. Here's your ideal same-game parlay. Reds ML plus Gallen over 6.5 kiloseconds plus under 8 total runs. That tags game tempo control, pitching edge, and effective favor lean. If chasing bigger return, hype up Reds -1.5 run line plus De La Cruz hour plus under, leaning long toward margin dominance and punch threat. Feeling audacious? Diamondbacks ML plus Carroll XBH plus under loads in contrarian fuel, betting on Gallen and offense flipping script in front of home crowd. Beyond the lines, the story deepens. Arizona is essentially treading water. High payroll but gas tank empty, key sluggers and bullpen arms gone, fan disillusion rising. Cincinnati, on the other hand, builds via depth, young excitement, and effective midseason rotation setups. That intangible shapes how pressure weighs come late frames here. My take. Reds win 4-2. Gallen pounds the zone but concedes early run. Singer holds the line through 6 strikeouts, a couple earned runs. De La Cruz crushes a solo shot to break tie. Carroll sneaks 2 base insurance. Reds pen shuts it late. That locks in your tickets. Reds ML or RL under 8. Gallen K's over, optional De La Cruz homers. The San Diego Padres face off against their nemesis, the Los Angeles Dodgers, in a tense clash packed with playoff significance. The Dodgers, 73-55, remain atop the NL West and continue to hold the best 2025 World Series odds, buoyed by smart deadline moves and roster depth. The Padres, 72-56, just a game back in the NL West race, have made bold trades themselves, adding J.P. Sears, Mason Miller, and power pieces like O'Hearn and Laureano to amplify their lineup and silk the bullpen. This feels like a collision of calculated seismic moves. On the mound, San Diego will roll with Yoshinobu Yamamoto, arguably their ace post-trade. Through 18 starts, he's clocked a strong 10-8 record, a reliable 2.90 ERA, and racked up 151 strikeouts in 133.2 innings, premium accuracy, high spin and control. Across the diamond, the Dodgers counter with Nick Pivetta, who enters the day at 13-4 with a 2.81 ERA, a stellar 0.94 WHIP, and 154 strikeouts in 147.1 innings. This is a true clash of two elite innings eaters. The betting market reflects that edge. ESPN's matchup predictor gives the Dodgers a modest edge at around 53%, skewing slightly toward road reliability in high-pressure matchups. Moneyline sits tightly with Dodgers at around -110 to -125, while Padres hover at +100 to +105. Line movement should be closely watched. The over-under is set around 8 runs, positioned perfectly for a sharp pitcher's duel with potential late rallies. Props spotlight the pitchers first. Yamamoto over 6.5 strikeouts is spicy, as he regularly hits double-digit K games and often dominates deep when command clicks. Pivetta over 6.5 strikeouts is equally compelling. He's consistently feasted in this split and gives Dodgers stability. On the batter front, Shohei Ohtani anytime home run is gold. He's slugged 44 bombs with elite average and OBP and always delivers in big spots. For the Padres, Manny Machado anytime extra base hit makes sense. .294 average, 77 RBI, and pop versus Southpaws. Now, the same game parlay structure is crystal clear. Dodgers ML plus Yamamoto over 6.5 kiloseconds plus under 8 runs. That combo nails control, K upside, and game tempo. Looking to juice it? Go Dodgers -1.5 RL plus Ohtani hour plus. Under. Layering in blowout potential. Chasing contrarian flavor. Padres ML plus Machado XBH plus over leans into attacking underdog chaos, but needs upside from both offense and sharp time starts. Contextually, this series carries weight beyond summer bragging rights. Los Angeles remains the class of the landscape and continues to add surgically. San Diego, not to be outdone, weaponized the deadline with trade bombs. Now, it's a test of those moves. Petco Park's depth challenge dimensions press the Dodgers to create swings early. Dodgers veteran savvy tests Yamamoto's durability. Each inning becomes chess. Final prediction. Dodgers win 4-2. Yamamoto delivers 6-inning gem. 7 strikeouts, 2 earned runs. Ohtani unleashes a solo shot in the third. Machado counters with a 2-base rip. Pivetta matches the output. Dodgers pen locks in. That nails your ticket. Dodgers ML or RL under 8. Yamamoto K's over, and optional Ohtani long ball value. The Los Angeles Angels host the Chicago Cubs in a clash heavy with wild card playoff implications. The Cubs, slotted just ahead in the standings, trail the division front-runner by a significant margin and know this stretch could define their postseason path. Meanwhile, the Angels, sagging at 61-66, have shifted into a developmental posture, leaning on young arms and a rebuild identity. This matchup isn't just about the box score, it's about two teams at opposite ends of momentum fighting for relevance. On the mound, Los Angeles taps Tyler Anderson, carrying a disappointing 2-8 record and a high 4.77 ERA over 24 starts this season. His August struggles, 7.71 ERA in 14 innings, have intensified concern around his consistency, though he flirts with silver linings. Historically he's performed better at home and against the Cubs. Opposing him is Matthew Boyd, Chicago's sturdy lefty at 12-6 with a 2.61 ERA, consistently delivering length with a 1.04 whip and a reputation for controlled command. Boyd stands as reliability incarnate, poised and methodical. The betting market mirrors that edge. ESPN's analytics give the Cubs a moderate win probability, and the Cubs ML is listed around -143, while the Angels sit near +120, a tease of value for underdog chasers. The total is firmly set at 9.5 runs, a marker that feels ripe for lean to the under, especially with both starters capable of controlling pace despite Anderson's volatility. Let's carve into the props that carry edge. Boyd over 6.5 strikeouts shines. His profile and Cubs-focused command scream value, especially against a less disciplined Angels order. Conversely, Anderson over 4.5 kiloseconds carries juice if he finds rhythm, though the raw line's risk remains. For offense, Pete Crow Armstrong anytime base hit makes value sense. The Cubs' breakout star is batting .256 with 64 extra base hits, an even pace toward a 20-20 season. If you're looking for eye-popping juice, Taylor Ward anytime home run needs attention. .235 average, 111 hits, and a launch angle that thrives at Angel Park. Your same-game parlay structure is clear. Cubs ML plus Boyd over 6.5 kiloseconds plus under 9.5 total runs. It nails reliability, punch, and pace. Want more juice? Slide into Cubs -1.5 RL plus Crow Armstrong multi-hit plus under for heavier lean. Feeling spicy? Angels ML plus Ward hour plus over 9.5 dares you to bet on home run redemption and Anderson finding an inning to ignite, but that's high risk. Zoom out, and the context is potent. The Cubs are methodical, veteran-laced, still alive for a wild card slot. The Angels are rebuilding, embracing youth, but lacking consistent arms or run support, and running out of October windows. It's a stark contrast between purposeful construction and structural rebuild. Final verdict. Cubs win 5-3. Boyd channels command for 6 innings, 7 kiloseconds, and 2 earned runs. Crow Armstrong ignites early with a multi-base spark. Anderson fights but gives up a solo to Ward late. Cubs pen locks in. That cashed ticket. Cubs ML or RL Boyd's K's over, under 9.5, with optional Crow Armstrong value. The Seattle Mariners and the Oakland Athletics, and this one is charged with tension that makes even casual fans lean in. Seattle, locked in the thick of the AL West race at 71-57, rides a wave of confidence, especially at home, backed by elite rotation health, defensive brilliance, and timely offense that's helped them surge. Oakland, at 58-71, has posted flashes of resistance through veteran arms and bullpen flashes, but they enter this clash with the look of a team used up by a grueling rebuild and the weight of a long season. This series, more than most, pits pressure-driven ambition against institutional fatigue. On the mound, the Mariners send their sharp control pitcher, Bryan Woo, who's returning after a brief stint on the IL but remains one of the league's fastest rising stars. His season line shines. 6-3 record with a 3.02 ERA, 1.18 WHIP, and 84 strikeouts in 89 innings, proving both deep work and swing and miss upside. Across the diamond, Oakland counters with Kyle Muller, a sophisticated southpaw at 4-4 with a 4.50 ERA and 60 strikeouts in 77 innings, competent in short stints but lacking the floor and swing disruption of someone like Woo. So when the arcs tighten, the edge tilts toward Seattle's fire and control engine. Expect betting lines to reflect that hierarchy. Seattle likely sits as a firm -180 to -200 favorite at home, with Oakland anywhere plus 160 to plus 180 depending on juice. The over-under lands near 8 runs, a logical number given Wu's ceiling and Muller's equilibrium impact. Slight lean toward under, as offense may fizzle once Seattle's bullpen enters, and Oakland struggles to gain consistent heat. Props are where opportunities pop. Wu over 6.5 strikeouts is a sharp value angle. His K9 has eclipsed 9 this season, and his last few outings post-ill show uptick. On Oakland's side, Muller over 4.5 strikeouts offers contrarian potential. If he taps command, he rides this line. Julio Rodriguez's anytime home run is a clear payoff weapon. With 27 homers and an OPS north of .950, he's Seattle's biggest offensive catalyst. From Oakland, Tony Kemp extra base hit, or XBH, stands as a sneaky play. If a rally starts, Kemp is a contact-first trigger that often jumps gaps. Your same-game parlay SGP reads clean. Mariners ML plus Wu over 6.5 kiloseconds plus under 8 runs. That caps high reliability lean, starter dominance, swing and miss, and control on tempo. If you're into risk-reward, Mariners minus 1.5 RL plus Julio hour plus under, jump into full home power lane. For maximum contrarian juice, Athletics ML plus Kemp XBH plus over, downright spicy, betting the underdog flips the table early. Zooming out, the bigger story tightens your script. Seattle is a mature machine. Rotation filled, defense locked, clubhouse humming. Oakland is a frontier team, patching together roles, finding light-up signs but living on water. If they're going to steal a game, they need Muller to spawn an early lead and hold it while their new weapons break through. Final call. Mariners win 5-1. Wu fires 6 sharp innings. 7 strikeouts, 1 earned run. Julio opens air with a 2-run homer off Muller early. Kemp scratches a double for Oakland's lone run. Seattle bullpen holds firm. That nails your bet. Mariners ML are minus 1.5 RL. Wu K's over, under 8, with optional Julio homer as cherry juice. If you're serious about beating the sports books and you want daily breakdowns with real analysis that goes deeper than the surface stats, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. This is Beyond the Box Score, where we break down the games the way the books don't want you to see them. Don't miss a single edge, join the community, and let's stay one step ahead together.